We are here today on behalf of Aaron Salter Jr., Celestine Cheney, Roberta Drury, Andre McNeil, Catherine Macy, Marcus D. Morrison, Hayward Patterson, Geraldine Taylor, Ruth Whitfield, and Pearl Young.
We continue to love them and live with the pain of their loss every day. We cry for our loved ones, those lost through death, and those that are among us, but also are lost because they continue to suffer under the weight of a system that keeps them in the margins. We cry for strength, we cry for fortitude to be able to continue this fight. We cry for our families, we cry for our communities, and we cry for a better day.
Powerful words from Garnell Whitfield, the son of the late Ruth Whitfield, one of the 10 victims that lost their life on May 14th, 2022, when a racially motivated gunman opened fire at the Tops Market on Jefferson Avenue. And today, New York Attorney General Letitia James announced that the families of those victims, those who were injured, and innocent bystanders will receive $1.75 million in a settlement from a weapons manufacturing company called Mean Arms, LLC.
Well, this settlement is in regard to a rifle attachment that Peyton Gendron used when he shot and killed those 10 victims that day. Under the SAFE Act, all assault weapons and high-capacity ammunition magazines are illegal in the state of New York. Mean Arms sold a product called an MA lock. The Attorney General says the company told its customers that this device makes AR-15 style rifles legal in New York State by preventing a high-capacity magazine from being attached. Mean Arms also stated on their merchandising for the MA lock that it could be removed easily. This helped Peyton Gendron bring an illegal weapon to our area and commit the mass shooting at Tops.
On the back of their packaging, they shared step-by-step instructions on how to remove it, and even posted videos online showing how to take it off. And that is exactly what the shooter did. He bought a AR-15 style rifle with the MA lock, easily removed it, and added 30 round detachable magazines. He was able to fire quickly, killing 10 innocent souls, shooting 3 others, and causing trauma and pain to many more.
Mean Arms must now permanently stop selling the MA lock in New York State. The company must also make sure all of its product packaging visibly states that the device cannot be sold or resold in the state, and notify all other businesses that sell the lock.
Now, many of the families of those 514 victims were in attendance today, and while these settlements might be a legal victory, it was not closure for them.
2 on Your Side's Nate Benson spoke with some of them today after the Attorney General's announcement. Nate?
Yes, Scott and Mary Alice, while the settlements are a legal victory, the heartbreak for everyone impacted by the racially motivated shooting is still there.
There's never going to be closure. I mean, when I close my eyes for the last time, that'll be the closure.
Wednesday's announcement was positive from a legal standpoint.
We hope that by holding this manufacturer accountable and banning it from selling this device in New York State, we can offer the people of Buffalo some measure of comfort in knowing that those responsible for such acts of hate and violence will not go unpunished.
But for the families of the victims of the racially motivated shooting at Tops nearly 4 years ago, it's another chapter in an evolving saga.
There's not a moment or day that goes by that I don't remember my mother, what happened to her, what happened to the other 9 people.
I never want to have a family member be called by the funeral director and said, try to find the best hat that you can bring because of the damage that was done.
For the families of those victims, it's a question of what happens now that one part of this saga is finished.
Someone's being held accountable, but there's so many more. There's just so much more work to do. It's hard to get too excited about this.
Hatred made him choose the zip code that he chose. Hatred made him go to this top store. And unfortunately, my mom and 9 other people were murdered because of that. I often say there's no healing that will ever happen in this nation until there's hearing in this nation.
In addition to the confidential settlement reached with Vintage Firearms and the parents of the shooter, will at least provide some assistance to the victims' families, but of course, at a horrific cost.
It's going to help some of the family members who have decided to turn their pain into purpose and are fighting these fights in their own way. It's going to help fund those efforts, and it's going to help some of the family members who lost breadwinners, who lost their sustenance. It's going to help them hopefully, but it's not going to give us any peace. It's not going to do any of those things.
Councilwoman Zanetta Everhart, whose son Zaire was shot on 5/14 and survived, acknowledges the legal victory.
This is a victory today, but 5/14 for the families, for the victims, it still continues. This Friday, the trial, court cases, hearings, it continues in this case. This person is still being prosecuted in federal court.
But also wants the public to know.
Remember that the families are still going through this.
Once again, the settlements involving the shooter's parents are confidential, but lawyers today said the settlement terms reached with Vintage Firearms could be released when it's finalized. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.